friends. Today we are going to make mullein and passion fruit drops. Kind of like a little cough drop. Get up there a little closer for you. So these have mullein and passion fruit that I foraged this year. Good for respiratory health, sore throat. The passion fruit has a boost of antioxidants to kind of help fend off a cold if you got one coming on. You just throw it on the floor. Yeah, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my station because we don't want to not be prepared. Hot candy is not something you want to play with. I have burned myself more times than I care to admit. I have also burnt the candy. What I have here is a poppet. Found this guy, washed him, dried him real good, and now we're going to make all the little poppets go one direction. Okay, so we got all our little buttons here. You can also get a silicone mold from the store, but who wants to do that when you already have something laying around? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grease this bad boy up and get started on our mullein tea. Just taking a little bit of olive oil cooking spray and lightly douse it. Then we're going to come over here to our pot. We are going to put 1 1/2 cups of water, and I kind of like to eyeball my mullein. I don't have a lot in this jar, but I've got more hid away. So I'm going to put probably 3 of these scooperfuls in here. So I really want the mullein, the good stuff from the mullein, to get infused in these candies. So yeah, about 3 little cupfuls here. Can you see that? Yep. Alright, let's put some water in there. There's 1. This is a 1/2 cup, by the way. There's 1 whole cup. I like to put a 1/2 in there because, you know, it likes to evaporate. So, turn the heat on that. Let it boil for about 15-20 minutes. I like to stir occasionally to make sure that all of the mullein gets wet in there. And it makes a good tea. So, the next thing that we're going to do is I have a container of passion fruit maypops that I've harvested this year. And we're going to spoon some out and thaw it out. That way we can strain it through a cloth and get all the juice, leave all the seeds behind. I like to save the seeds, dry them out, so we can plant some more maypops in the springtime. Again, I like to eyeball this. I will put the actual recipe down in the comments, or well, in the description box, rather. If you are on my foraging group page, Foraging in North Central Arkansas on Facebook, you have already seen that I just posted photos of the process. I'm going to put this down to do this so I don't make a mess and lose what little passion fruit I have left. I want to say this is about 1/3 or 1/4 of a cup. I can't remember right off the top of my head. But again, I just kind of like to eyeball it. All that good stuff in there. Look at that. Alright, thaw it out. While we're at it, we're going to go ahead and give that mullein a little stir here. Make sure everything's getting wet. It's been on the heat for a minute. You can kind of see the water's changing colors, which is what we want. see that mullein come to a boil. So we're going to go ahead and kick the heat down on that. Give it another good stir. Good deal. Okay, so next I have a bowl that I put in the sink here, and then just a piece of the muslin cloth. Okay, and you can already see here in our bowl that our passion fruit, oh well, I guess you can't see over my thumb, then our passion fruit has, there's the sweet juice that we want. Okay, and look, even some of the seeds are starting to come out of the, there we go, out of their little pouches. So let's go ahead and pour this mixture in here. Just make sure you scrape all that juice out because you want all of it. Every last bit. Alright. Set that to the side. And then we're just going to gather up our cloth here. And squeeze. I like to give it a little twist. And give it another little twist. This is going to give you all your antioxidants and all that good stuff. And it also gives the candy a little bit of citrus flavor, which is delicious. Oh, my hand's in the way. Why don't you guys say something? Okay. So here we go. Just keep squeezing. And twisting. This takes a couple of times because you really want to make sure that you get as much juice out as you can so you don't waste it. And squeeze again. I'm going to use both hands to squeeze. It's really hard to see here. And just keep squeezing. Get as much out as we can. I just squirted myself with it. Okay. So we pretty much got everything out of that we could. I'll open this up so you can see what we're left with. Seeds. So it's just about time to pull the mullein concoction off of the stove. I scraped out all the seeds from here, and you're left with a little bit of passion fruit meat still on there, so we're still going to use this. So now we're going to take the mullein tea. Look at that. Look how dark it is. Beautiful. That's exactly what we want. And we're going to spoon it all into the cloth. Oliver, behave yourself. Okay, so we're left with just a few crumbs. We're going to rinse that pot out because we're going to use it to make our candy. So now, instead of trying to wring this mixture out while it is boiling hot, we're going to let it cool off for a few minutes. Okay, so I think our mixture is cool enough to the touch where I'm not going to burn the crap out of my fingers. So again, we're just going to kind of fold up our Oliver. He's very talkative this evening. So I don't burn myself, and we're just going to squeeze. Look at how dark that is. That is exactly, it's still a little warm, y'all, what we want. And again, I like the twisty method to make sure we get everything out of there. Look at that. Now we have our mullein tea. We're going to take our pot here. We're going to take that mullein tea, pour it back into our pot. We're going to take that passion fruit and we're going to pour it into the pot. And then we're going to take 1 cup of sugar. Oh, oops, I got a measuring cup in there already. This is a 1/3 of a cup, so there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, we're going to take it and put it on low heat and stir until all of the sugar is dissolved. So just give it a nice stir. It smells delicious. Really got that passion fruit smell in there. Make sure you have a candy thermometer handy because you're going to need that too to make this. I'm going to go ahead and get that ready too. Make sure you can see 295 degrees. Because if you get this any hotter than that, it will burn. And it will smell like scorched sugar in your house for a week. Don't ask me how I know. Alright, all that sugar is completely dissolved here in this pot. So now we're going to crank the heat up. Oh, my camera's slipping. I'm going to put it on medium high. So between the 6 and the 7 because I don't like to conform. So we're going to go ahead and let that cook. Give it some time. And we'll check back on it. Stay close by. Don't leave this unattended, y'all. I'm telling you, it will burn. It will boil over. Don't take your eyes off of it. I'm absolutely sweating to death with the oven going and the stove going. So we're going to take this hoodie off, okay? Much better. Now, I like to stir this mixture a little bit every so often. Our temperature gauge here is already up to, what is that? 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're just gonna stir it a little bit and leave it alone. So we are up to almost 175 degrees already. I'm gonna go ahead and give this mixture another stir. It's not really doing much right now, but I'm telling you, if you take your eyes off it for a second, it'll go crazy. I just want to go ahead and show you on the candy thermometer. We're getting closer to 200 degrees. So remember, at 295 degrees, we are going to immediately remove this from the heat. Look, you can see it's starting to react now. And pour it into our mold. So just a few more minutes here, I think. Also, I failed to mention earlier, I went ahead and laid down a piece of wax paper prior to greasing our puppet or candy mold. We really want to get technical. We got a really pretty boil going on there. Temp is right at 200 degrees. So guys, I don't know if you can see it, but our thermometer has started to stall out a little bit. Just a little bit above 200 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just kick that burner up a half a notch. Don't go crazy with it because I'm telling you, you'll burn it. And we'll check back in a few minutes. Alright guys, I kind of want to show you our temperature has continued to stall out just a little bit above 200 degrees. But if you notice, our candy is going to go through a couple of different stages here. And the sugar is starting to expand. So again, I'm going to continue to kick up that temperature a half a notch until we can get this thermometer temp to go up. And mind you, when it starts to climb again, it will climb fast. So keep your eyes on the prize, my friends. We are getting close. I just want you guys to get a good look. It looks like it's going to boil over, and it might try. If you just give it a little stir, and just keep an eye on it. We have finally gone up one notch. Look at how that candy is bubbling. Okay, I went ahead and adjusted the candy thermometer. We are just shy of 250 degrees, and look at that. Mesmerizing. Oliver. To pull the thermometer off, set it to the side, and here we go before we burn. And you can see here, I'm just going to kind of pour it in there and best we can. Try to get everything out of the pot. It doesn't matter if you get it all in one mold. We're going to go through here and spread it out. Turn that heat off. So now I'm just going to kind of spread the candy out into all of the molds. Try to make them as even as possible before it gets cool. Just kind of keep pushing it around. And you will notice that the longer that it's off the heat, the harder it will be to work with. So, uh-oh, no! Well, we did the best we could. And so we're just going to keep doing that all the way down. Try to fill. I like to try, one batch should fill one whole one of these, but it looks like I'm a little short. Here we go. It's getting harder to move it around, y'all. Okay, everyone. That's it. The candy has now gotten too cool to move around. We're still going to try to push some and fill a little bit of these. Let's see here. Maybe we can. Nope. That's all we got. And that's all she wrote, folks. Look, here's a little piece right here that didn't get in there. And it has cooled to the wax paper. Give it a little taste. Oh yeah, that's good stuff, y'all. It looks like a mess right now. We're gonna let it cool off. And I like to take it outside. It's winter right now and it's cool outside, and that kind of helps with the process of hardening the candy up in the mold. And yeah, I'll come back when it's time to pop it out of the mold. So I got a fresh piece of wax paper down. I'm going to take my candy, and you can see it's ready to go. And this is my favorite part. Just go ahead and, oh no! Be careful, because if you try to look at them and pop them out, you will shoot yourself in the face with hard candy. Don't ask me how I know. We've still got a little bit of candy in there, but we can easily get that out. But I want you guys to look. We have adorable, make sure you can see them, candy buttons. My favorite part is the taste testing. And that is sufficient. Thank you so much, friends, for watching this video. If you like it and you would like to see more videos like this on how to make your own medicinal candies, syrups, I come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and drop a comment for what you want me to see. Drop a comment for what you would like to see next. Thanks so much for being here on Foraged and Found, and I'll see you next time.